Good day, fellow adventurer, and welcome. My name is CO Matt, and today I will be doing my 7th Pathfinder 2e Remaster class overview. In this episode, we're covering my favorite class, the Ranger. I'm going to try to keep these videos to about 10 to 12 minutes in length, so please bear with me if I don't cover everything on all the slides. The Ranger had a few small changes to its kit moving into the Remaster. Most notably, its 9th level class feature, Nature's Edge, now applies in all difficult terrain, not just non-magical. Similarly, their 11th level class feature, Unimpeded Journey, also applies to magical difficult terrain too. Unfortunately, their 19th level class feature, which gives them master proficiency in light and medium armor, no longer allows them to sleep comfortably while donning armor. The Ranger starts out with incredibly solid proficiencies down the line. 10 hit points, and their choice of either strength or dexterity as a key ability score is perfectly in line with Marshall's, and so is their expert proficiency in perception, fortitude, and reflex saves. Will is only trained, but that's fine. They start with 6 skills trained plus background, which is a bit above the curve for a martial. Training in simple and martial weapons is par for the course, and so is training in light armor, medium armor, and unarmored defense. The Ranger also starts off trained in its class DC, and also with spell DCs if they ever pick up a Warden spell using Wisdom as their spellcasting attribute. Thanks to their exceptionally high perception and relevant class feats, the Scout role is almost perfect for a Ranger. Though they will need to use some of their skill training to nab stealth and thievery, this shouldn't be too much of a problem. 2 of their 3 Hunter's Edges revolve around striking opponents, so Striker is the primary combat role the Ranger will fulfill. In terms of secondary roles, having solid HP and defenses can have the Ranger lean into a Defender role, and this position is solidified with the Outwit Hunter's Edge. Speaking of Outwit, the Ranger can adopt the Librarian role as well thanks to their boosted Recall Knowledge checks against their hunted prey, and Master Monster Hunter assists in this role as well. The Support role can also be used to a decent degree later on, with feats such as Warden's Boon and Shared Prey, and through healing via the Soothing Mist Warden spell. The Ranger is stereotypically a loner with middling charisma, and without Outwit giving them a buff to their diplomacy checks, it's best they stay that way. The face role should be left to other party members. The Ranger starts off their adventuring journey with Hunt Prey, a single action that marks a creature, giving them bonuses to perception checks to seek and survival checks to track their prey, as well as ignore the penalty for making ranged attacks within your second range increment against your hunted prey. These bonuses are further augmented by their Hunter's Edge, which will be described in more detail on the next slide. At 5th level, the Ranger gains Trackless Journey, allowing them to cover tracks during exploration in natural environments at no cost, and they can choose another exploration activity to boot. Nature's Edge makes enemies off guard to the Ranger in difficult terrain, a situational but helpful boost if you or a teammate have a way to create difficult terrain. This ability pairs nicely with Unimpeded Journey at 11th level, allowing the Ranger to avoid difficult terrain entirely and mitigating the penalties of greater difficult terrain to simply difficult terrain. Masterful Hunter provides a slew of benefits, including increasing the bonuses to seek and track, and allowing you to ignore your ranged weapons' second and third range increments. It also bolsters the benefits of your Hunter's Edge. Finally, the Ranger's capstone ability, Swift Prey, allows you to hunt prey as a free action if it's the first action of your turn, opening up your action economy for other actions. The Ranger has 3 Hunter's Edges to select from at first level. Flurry reduces the penalty to each of your multiple attack penalties by 2, 3 if using an agile weapon, and its Masterful upgrade reduces these penalties again by 1. Outwit takes the Ranger for an interesting turn, eschewing an offensive benefit for a plethora of defensive and support benefits, including bonuses to Deception, Intimidation, Stealth, Recall Knowledge checks, and Armor class versus your prey's attacks. Precision gives you a precision damage bonus against your hunted prey, starting at 1d8 and increasing by 1d8 again at 11th and 19th levels. These bonuses also apply in reduced form on subsequent successful strikes when you get your Masterful upgrade. The Ranger's advancement is nothing short of stellar, and gets their increases early and often. Their Perception and Reflex saves increase to Master at 7th level, and increases again to Legendary at 15th, only 2 levels behind the Rogue. They become Masters in Fortitude saves at 11th level, while their Will is bolstered to Expert at 3, though it never progresses past this. Like most martial classes, they gain Expert proficiency at weapons at 5th level, as well as their critical specialization only against their hunted prey, and Master proficiency at 13th level. Weapon specialization and its greater variant follow suit at 7th and 15th level, also like other martial classes. Their armor proficiency is about average, increasing to Expert at 11th level and Master at 19th level. Their class DC increases to Expert at 9th level and to Master at 17th level, and this also applies to their spell DC if they have any Warden spells. The Ranger has a lot of class feats to choose from, with many feat chains that appear. Flurry builds desperately want Hunted Shot or Twin Takedown at first level, freeing up their action economy or simply getting in another strike during their turn. Down the line, this gives them access to either Impossible Flurry or Impossible Volley, allowing them to make additional strikes in a single turn that wouldn't be possible with another class. The Outwit build certainly wants Monster Hunter and its associated feats, allowing them to recall knowledge as part of their Hunt Prey action, additionally giving them a bonus to attack rolls on a critical success. Precision doesn't have a lot to choose from, not like they need it, but Hunter's Aim is a great pickup for ranged builds looking to deal maximum damage on their first and only attack. This pairs well with Gravity Weapon, since the bonus only applies on the first strike of the round, successful or not. Of course, I would be remiss not to mention the Animal Companion line of feats. Sharing your Hunter's Edge can be completely overwhelming for enemies at low levels, since the additional precision damage bonus, if you chose the corresponding Hunter's Edge, allows your pet to keep pace with most martial classes until you get into the double-digit levels. Do note that Rangers can now take Specialized Companion up to 3 times, but I only recommend taking it once unless you are playing with free archetype. Disrupt Prey, and for range builds, Snapshot, is a fantastic way to make sure your hunted prey stays in place, and unlike Reactive Strike, this reaction also disrupts move actions on a critical success. In terms of Warden spells, you have a lot of great options, further supplemented with Howl the Wild. Gravity Weapon is a great pickup for some extra early game damage, while Heal Companion is nice if you'd like to keep your companion healthy throughout a fight. Threatening Mimicry is a fantastic debuff against enemies close to you, while Hunter's Vision is excellent against foes that rely on invisibility. The Archer is a must-have for any bow-wielding builds, as getting extra damage behind your attacks courtesy of point-blank stance is imperative. For scouting, the Scout and Horizon Walker archetypes are thematic choices, while the Defender can slot in Sentinel. Bastion is not recommended because the Outwit build already gives you a circumstance bonus to AC against your hunted prey, and the bonus provided by a shield is also a circumstance bonus. The Medic archetype once again returns for those opting for a support role, but do remember that Doctor's Visitation has the Flourish trait, and will conflict with Twin Takedown and Hunted Shot. Even though I suggested that Librarian can be a secondary role for the Ranger, I do not suggest Lore Master. Master Monster Hunter does the trick and scales off your Nature proficiency, which will not even serve to bump up Lore Master lore to Expert once you get Legendary proficiency in it, so there's no real reason to archetype into Lore Master. All things considered, the number 1 archetype I recommend for the Ranger is the Beastmaster, thanks to its faster Animal Companion progression, as well as access to a bevy of class feats to really bolster your companion. Technically, if you have the Ranger Animal Companion feat, all of your Beastmaster companions should also gain access to your Hunter's Edge. Feats of interest here include Tenacious Endurance and Bestial Protection, fantastic defensive options that make your companion a stronger combatant. I also want to give a huge mention to pack movement here for melee Rangers. Being able to effectively hunt prey, stride, strike, and command an animal in one turn is amazingly efficient in terms of action economy. Though a bit superfluous, the additional feats from Howl of the Wild are such a huge boon to the Ranger that I should really thank the guy that wrote them. Thanks, me! In exploration mode, scouting or tracking will be your primary objective. Thanks to Trackless Journey, while in natural terrain, you additionally gain the benefits of covered tracks, though this benefit is pretty situational in most campaigns. Downtime mode is probably where the Ranger will struggle the hardest. They are not naturally inclined to be proficient in crafting, and even less so in performance, so earning income might be a bit of a struggle. Their best option might be subsisting, thanks to their high survival skill, and in wilderness scenarios this could be a godsend. Encounter mode is where the Ranger puts their best foot forward. Their first action in every encounter should be to hunt prey, unless they were lucky enough to already do so before the fight began. If you have an animal companion, get into flanking with it and start attacking enemies. If you are not already adjacent to your target, your best course of action is to stride, then command your companion to stride into flanking and strike, then use your final action to strike. This guarantees that both your attacks will be against your enemy's off-guard AC. Flurry builds have it easy. Hunt prey, then strike as many times as possible, maybe with a gravity weapon thrown in for good measure. Outwit builds are tricky and require a bit of feat investment. With Monster Hunter, Recall Knowledge will be your best bet, and you can stand in melee and tank hits thanks to your improved AC. This is my favorite build when playing a Ranger. Using an animal companion alongside the Precision Edge makes for a devastating build at lower levels, and scales brilliantly into the late game with additional feats such as Disrupt Prey, Pack Movement courtesy of the Beastmaster archetype, Hunter's Vision, and Ferocious Beasts. The Flurry build goes all in on eliminating one target before focusing on the next. The plan is very simple. Hunt prey, stride into melee, then strike, strike, strike. Twin Takedown is absolutely necessary to make the most out of this build, effectively giving you an extra strike every round at a low multiple attack penalty. The Archery build focuses on using the longbow to snipe opponents from a distance. Thanks to Hunt Prey, they can accurately attack enemies from up to 200 feet away. This build takes Gravity Weapon for a bonus to damage, and then takes Hunter's Aim at 2nd level to get a bonus to attack rolls. The Outwit build focuses on debuffing enemies with Slime Spit, and recalling knowledge automatically through Monster Hunter makes this build quite the annoyance for enemies. Down the line, this build wants Master Monster Hunter to recall knowledge against any enemy with nature, and as many Warden spells as they can nab for more options in combat. The Ranger retains its title of being the best martial class to fight against a single enemy. Hunted Prey provides a plethora of bonuses that they can take advantage of in and out of combat. Because of this, the Ranger, thanks to the bevy of additional options courtesy of Howl the Wild, just barely manages to sneak into A-. Previously, I held them in the B tier due to their unimpressive hunter's edges, pedestrian damage output, and overall lack of class identity. The new Warden spells, courtesy of Howl the Wild, provide the Ranger with new avenues of play, and can even lead into support and defender roles if needed. That being said, the Ranger is still going to be your primary striker and scout, and it will be difficult to have them be effective party members outside of these areas. Their tight action economy can still make it difficult for beginners, and mitigating them might require you to archetype out into Beastmaster to pick up feats like pack movement. Still, the Ranger is my favorite class for a reason, and making clever use of your actions will be imperative in your overall enjoyment of the class. If you like this video, please feel free to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for additional content. I plan on releasing one video of this type every week until I've covered every class, so do stay tuned. Since there is only one player core class left to cover, you will see the Druid video ready by the end of the month. Additionally, you can check out the slides in the description below, and of course, have a great day.